Hello bellezas, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here then just welcome. Hi, my name is Brenda. I do mostly paranormal videos here on my channel, so if that is something that you are interested in, please consider subscribing down below and turn on your post notifications so you do not miss when I post another video like this one. Now with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get right into today's video. Alrighty you guys, so as you can tell by the title, today I am going to be telling you guys about 3 more allegedly haunted locations in the state of Washington, which is where I live. So I am reading off of an article as I did the last time that I did this video. I hope that you guys don't mind, but I have 3 of them today as I said, and I hope that you guys enjoy. Now let's go ahead and get into the first one. Excuse me, motorcycle. Okay, this one is University Heights in Seattle. Now, I live in Washington. I don't live in Seattle. Seattle is about 30 minutes from where I live. But when people ask you, hey, where do you live in Washington? You just say Seattle, because all of the other cities, nobody knows. So they would be like, where's that? And you're like, it's 30 minutes north from Seattle. And then they'll be like, oh, okay. Like, that's the only place that people know when it comes to Washington. Alright, so let's read what it says about Seattle. Now, I did want to tell you guys that when I'm reading to you guys about these, I have not read in advance. So I just found these and I was like, oh, I'll just read off of it. That way we're both surprised about what they have to say. And I'll be surprised about where these places are and if I have ever seen them and so on and so forth. It says, University Heights in Seattle was at one time a school, but it has since been converted into a community center. It is also considered to be one of the most haunted buildings in Washington, thanks to the spirit of a little boy who is haunting the building. The youngster is believed to have been a student at University Heights when it was still operating as a school, and it seems like she has never left. Okay, they called it a she, and they called it a he in the next sentence. He is often seen and heard playing in the halls. However, he certainly does not seem to be alone in the building, since many visitors, staff, and paranormal investigators have all said that they have heard what sounds like a small group of children laughing and playing in the building. At least the little boy doesn't seem to be lonely. That doesn't make it any better. I hate that. Like, one of the things I've always been scared of the most is the sound of children's laughter. Yeah, not like actual children. I'd be like, oh my god, terrifying. Children? No, thank you. No, I'm just kidding. But the sound, like if you were in an abandoned place or if you were in a place by yourself and you heard laughter coming from anywhere, I would be out of there in less than 2 seconds. I'd be like, no ma'am, you are not gonna get me to go in there. Absolutely not. So let me take a look at some more pictures of the Heights, the University Heights, sorry, and see if I have ever seen this building. Let's take a look-see. Okay. Wow, this building is really creepy looking, especially the old pictures, and they got pictures of some children outside of it too. Did it say when this was built? I don't know if it did. Let me see. I don't think it did. Let's see if I can find it. It was built in 1902. So yeah, it's been quite a long time. Oh, let's go back to the pictures. I can show you some of these images. So yeah, there's some old images of some of inside of the building. This shit looking old and crusty. It's all jokes though, because I love looking at these historic buildings that have been kept for a very long time. Like, because it's sad when you think about these places that have been demolished, or like people don't care about the history behind it, right? So being able to see the building still intact there, it's really cool, especially in Seattle. You see so many old buildings in Seattle. But anyway, yeah, that's some of the pictures that I found of it. I don't think I have ever seen it for myself driving in Seattle or anything like that, so it's not one that's familiar to me. But yeah, still interesting. I I don't enjoy knowing that there's little kids out there as ghosts, because that means that they haven't moved on. Like, it is pretty sad and very creepy, because as much as it seems like, oh, it's innocent, it's just like a little boy, it's just like some little kids, it's still super scary. Especially like, what leads them to be here haunting it? Like, did they die at a young age? Was there like a tragedy in the school? Like, there's not much information on that, but either way, creepy. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our second location, which is Tacoma Old City Hall in Tacoma. Tacoma, Washington is a little bit more further south, right? Yeah, south of Seattle, at least another half an hour south of Seattle, but I'm not too sure. I just know that it's quite a drive from where I live. It's like over an hour, depending on the traffic. But all right, let's go ahead and get into this one. It says Tacoma Old City Hall has been at the center of various reports of hauntings since the mid-70s. According to local town records, the police were called to the old building on a number of occasions starting in 1974 to investigate a variety of different disturbances, including lights going on and off, noises coming from inside, fire alarms sounding, and even the intruder alarms being triggered. Those reporting the disturbances believed that someone was breaking in, but on each occasion, the police could find no evidence that anyone had ever been inside. There were no signs of forced entry, nothing had been disturbed, and there was no logical explanation for the disturbances. That is creepy. And it makes it even scarier because everything is still working. Like, the alarms are still working, the lights are still working. So of course, if this stuff was happening inside of the building, it would be so scary to find out that nobody had even gone inside. Like, there's no evidence of anybody being able to break into the building. Like, no open windows, no open doors, no like broken windows or doors. That's terrifying. And the pictures of it, it's like a big huge building, very like city hall vibe with the big clock on the top. Obviously you guys are seeing it with me. Very creepy vibes for sure on this one. And let me see, I'm gonna look up some more pictures of it. But yeah, this one has been around for a long time too. Well, the inside of it looks pretty creepy. It's got like big arches, and on the inside it's a brick building. It's so cool. And I don't know if I've ever been around this either. I haven't been to Tacoma very often. I think I've only gone a few times total, mostly just for the swap meet that's down there. We don't have a lot of swap meets or anything like that in Washington, and that's one of the ones I know that we have, that it's in Tacoma. That's where a lot of the Hispanic community is at. For the most part, that swap meet it pops off. Okay, so this building was built in 1893, girl. This has been standing for a long time. I wonder if they had done any like remodeling to it, or have worked on the what do you call it, like to make sure that it's standing, the infrastructure. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know if they've upgraded anything is what I mean, but it looks cool. It's pretty creepy to me. But yeah, what do you guys think about that one? Because I honestly find it so fascinating that people actually were calling the police about this, and the police was like, I don't know what to say about that. That's so creepy. Okay, so this next one, I have never ever been to Vancouver, and I think that's further down south, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, is it up south or north? I don't know. I've never been there, as you can tell. Okay, this one is Fort Vancouver National Historic Site in Vancouver, Washington. All right, let's see what they say about this one. It says, Fort Vancouver dates back to the 19th century, but before that, it served as a fur trading outpost. It stands on the Columbia River and is located partly in Washington and partly in Oregon. Like so many other old and ruined buildings, Fort Vancouver has its fair share of secrets hidden within its walls. One of the most active buildings is said to be the Grant House Arts Center, which sits among the houses in Officers Row. Some of the strange phenomena that has been reported there include phones ringing when they are completely unplugged and doors opening or closing by themselves. There's one particular ghost who members of staff have nicknamed Sully that likes to sit in the cafe drinking coffee. Oh my gosh. The scariest part to me of this was the phones ringing when they're unplugged. Like, y'all still have landlines, first of all? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that you guys have if it's in the middle of nowhere, I guess they would only have landlines, right? Yeah, I don't know. But I'm gonna look this place up so I can kind of get an idea of like where it's located. So if it's partly in Oregon, that means it's all the way down south. Yeah, I was right the first time. So it's all the way down south, close to the Oregon border. Wow, yeah, this is in the middle of freaking nowhere. It's a huge amount of land. That is so cool. What did they use this for then? Was it like a military site? Did it already say that in the article and I forgot it like instantly? I don't know. And it is a historic center. They have all of the original buildings, some old ass maps from 1855. Wow. Yeah, I always love looking at these, the history behind these. Of course, when it comes to places like this, it's going to be lingering spirits or some kind of haunting, some kind of paranormal activity from people who have passed in this area. It doesn't always have to be tragic for the spirits to not move on. Sometimes there's something that they're holding on to, or that they don't even know that they have passed away, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I thought it was like some kind of a military type thing, but yeah, I obviously just read it and I had immediately forgot, but it said it was a fur trading post. Who the hell's knocking? Who the hell's honking out there? Jesus. There's a parking lot. This has been here since 1824. Like, that's insane. The way that we are able to preserve a lot of this is so awesome. Anyway, those three were really fun to talk about. And I think, you know what? I think I'm gonna add one more, just so this video isn't too short, okay? This one's for you. Don't say that I don't love you, because I do. Okay, this one's gonna be the 4th haunted location in Washington. I gotta keep saying that every time. Okay, this is the Mount Baker Theater, which is in Bellingham. And if you guys haven't seen this before, I did do a vlog quite a long time ago of our a little staycation that we did in Bellingham. It's not too far from here. It's more up north, and it's like this really dainty little area. We were in downtown mostly. It's a really cute little town from what I saw, at least. All right, let's see what it says about this. It says Mount Baker Theater opened in Bellingham in 1927, and ever since it first opened its doors, the building seems to have been plagued by ghosts. Just some of the reports that have been recorded here include unexplained noises, cold spots, strange disembodied voices, balls of light, and even the odd apparition. There is a resident ghost of a young woman named Judy, and for years the theater has had reports of her developing crushes on male projectionists and ushers at the theater. When she picks a crush, they'll hear their names called across the stage, or they'll feel ghostly touches on their backs and shoulders. And she's just one of the 4 ghosts that paranormal investigators have discovered there. With all of this strange paranormal activity going on, it is not difficult to see why Mount Baker Theater is considered to be one of the most haunted places in Washington state. Okay, not every one of these places can be the most haunted places in Washington state, okay? I've had enough with this article saying every single one of these is the most haunted place in Washington. Like, pick one, okay? They can't all be the most haunted, okay? But, okay, Miss Girl, who's a ghost, who's still developing crushes on people, like, that's so scary. Like, can you imagine hearing your name, being harassed by a ghost while you're trying to do your job at this theater? She's like calling your name and touching you and stuff. That is creepy as hell. Like, no. I'd be like, yeah, I can't work here, I need to go. Especially if she decided to choose you for her crush. That is terrifying. Let me pull up some more pictures of this. It looks amazing from the inside. Just from the one picture that I saw in this article, it looks so cool. Yeah, everyone talking about Judy and her little crushes on people. Wow, this theater is amazing. Did I see this theater when we were in Bellingham? I feel like I did. I feel like I did see this from a distance. I know I walked by it, probably took like a video of it, perhaps. This kind of looks familiar. It still has a lot of its historic features, a lot of the original carpeting, it looks like, maybe. And it's always so fascinating to think about all the people who are probably no longer alive, who walked on this stage and performed, and you know, it was their passion to do this, and they would, you know, put on shows. And even though it is creepy as hell that there's still like spirits lingering in this area, I know a lot of these spirits are probably just very attached to this location. Like Judy, maybe she used to work there too, and she's like, I'm not going nowhere, and I'm gonna get me a man even if I'm in the afterlife. Like, it's fine. People still work at these places, and they can tell you their experiences working here, like having somebody touch them or having somebody say something to them, hearing a whisper, like all of that. When you think about, like, if you step in people's shoes and imagine having that experience, I would be freaking out, because as you guys know, when I'm sitting at work by myself, if I were to hear like an actual voice, oh my god, I would lose my shit. I would be like, I don't want to come back here. Like, no ma'am. But alright guys, that is going to be the last one for today's video. I really hope that you guys are enjoying these, and let me know if you want me to do a different state. Perhaps maybe I could look into doing haunted places in other states. Comment down below what state you want me to do. And yeah guys, that's gonna be it from me. But before I do end the video, today's comment shout out goes to this person right here. Thank you so much for leaving a nice comment. As always, I really appreciate it, and it really makes my day. And if you want to be the next comment shout out, all you have to do is leave me a nice comment down below, and that's it. And yeah guys, hopefully I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to stay safe and be kind. Bye bye.